From 2009 to 2015, we laughed, cringed, and cried together with the students and later graduates of William McKinley High School on Glee. 5 years after the show went off air, we still laugh in disbelief, cringe, and end up close to tears when we hear some of the Glee-related news. We knew Lea Michele's relationship with her TV co-stars was strained. This June, however, we learned to what extent, with a great deal of shock. According to her colleagues, the actress actually made their lives, quote, a living hell.
Most of the time I find it hard to be in the same room with you.
Many other storms broke on the set of Glee. Some of these gloomy stories continued to haunt the actors even when the show was over. The cast fought among themselves and broke each other's hearts. The entire entertainment industry was shaken repeatedly when major Glee stars died and the circumstances of their demise were revealed. Life was often far from rosy behind the scenes of the much-loved show. In this video, we will talk about the most disturbing stories in Glee's history that found their way to the surface. But before we start digging, don't forget to subscribe to Rumour Jew's YouTube channel and never miss our new videos.
Oh, Kurt, can I have a word with you?
Oh, I'm gonna go.
No, you'd a rough stay.
Lea Michele's past behavior caught up with her. Glee's Rachel Berry is finally living her dream life. She is a successful actor and singer, happily married, and will soon become a mother. But as of recently, she has also found herself in the middle of a scandal, and some of Michele's sponsors have ended their partnerships with her.
It was so wrong.
It all started with a simple tweet made for a great and relevant cause. Michele tweeted about George Floyd, whose death at the hands of police officers sparked protests both in the US and internationally. George Floyd did not deserve this. This was not an isolated incident and it must end, the actress wrote and added the Black Lives Matter hashtag. She must be really regretting this move now, as her colleagues immediately clapped back at her and called her out for hypocrisy.
All right.
Can I say something?
Samantha Ware, a Black actress who appeared in the final season of Glee, had this to say: "Remember when you made my first television gig a living hell? 'Cause I'll never forget. I believe you told everyone that if you had the opportunity, you would defecate in my wig," amongst other traumatic microaggressions that made me question a career in Hollywood. Ware's response to Michele immediately caught fire. Many former colleagues of Michele came forward with their own stories and opinions on the matter. Amber Riley, Glee's Mercedes Jones, says she wouldn't call Michele a racist, but she did receive a lot of messages from Black actors detailing the horror stories they went through on the set of Glee because of certain leads of the show. Riley revealed that Michele had actually reached out to her for the first time in 2 years. "She reached out to me, I responded to her, and that's where it ends for me," the actress said. She added that she hopes Michele will grow following the scandal, and urged haters to chill. Heather Morris, aka Brittany, agrees with Riley. While she did stress the fact that Michele was unpleasant to work with, the actress warned everyone against making assumptions about Michele's perceived racism. Certainly, Michele has released a lengthy apology. The disgraced Glee star promised to be better in the future. Mark Salling was a monster. Fans were crazy for Salling's talents. The handsome actor was excellent as Noah Puckerman on Glee, and boy could he sing. The one thing that he couldn't do was control himself. In 2013, he was accused by his ex of committing sexual battery, and in 2015, paid her $2.7 million in settlement. But that was just the tip of the iceberg. The entire country was shaken to the core when Salling's true nature was uncovered. One of his ex-girlfriends told the police about his troubling obsession with child pornography. Tens of thousands of horrible photos and videos were found on Salling's computer. Caught red-handed, he pleaded guilty to the charges. In March 2018, Salling would have heard the judge read out his sentence, but he took his own life. Salling was 35 years old. Naya Rivera's life is TV show material. The one and only Santana Lopez had a great voice and loved drama.
You're late.
What can we say? There has been a lot of drama in Naya Rivera's life. She was set to marry rapper Big Sean, but they broke up. Her next move? She got back together with actor Ryan Dorsey, whom she had already dated in the past. She and Dorsey married on the exact same day she was supposed to marry Big Sean. For a while, the couple enjoyed a blissful relationship and became parents to their adorable son.
Beep, 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 beep. Now going to get some food.
You can't park it right here, Batman. This isn't your cave. Our cave's over there.
But I need to get some food.
But you gotta take this back to the Bat Cave.
I can't.
After 2 years of marriage, they filed for divorce, then reconciled. Then, Naya was charged with domestic battery after allegedly hitting her husband over an argument about their son. Dorsey dropped the charges, but the pair went their separate ways shortly after. In her memoir book, Rivera revealed that she had an abortion in 2010, right after her first breakup with Dorsey. Instead, she chose to focus on her career that had just started to take off thanks to Glee. Speaking of which, in her early Glee days, Rivera was romantically linked to her co-star Mark Salling, who, in a shocking twist, was found guilty of possessing child pornography. In her memoir, Rivera says, "I can't say I was totally shocked when the news broke, but still, what the hell? Then I had no doubt that God really did have my back along the way." Rivera's life was shaken by another Glee-related scandal. Fans long suspected that she didn't get on too well with the show's leading lady, Lea Michele.
You are short, you are awful, and that is never gonna change.
I think you should move out.
I agree.
This is crazy. We're friends.
Not really.
According to Rivera, Lea was very sensitive and seemed to blame her for anything that went wrong. If I'd complained about anyone or anything, she'd assumed I was talking about her. Soon, she started to ignore me, and eventually, it got to a point where she didn't say a word to me for all of season 6. Cory Monteith succumbed to his weakness. Some of the saddest and emotionally charged Glee episodes revolved around the death of Finn Hudson, the show's heart and soul. What makes it so heartbreaking is that these episodes reflect the reality. Actor Cory Monteith is no longer with us. In July 2013, the 31-year-old was found dead in a hotel room in Canada. Monteith had a difficult childhood. As a result, he was skipping school and started drinking alcohol and using drugs from age 13. At 16, the would-be actor stepped into the world of crime and started stealing money to fuel his addictions. When he was 19, his mother and friends persuaded him to attend a rehabilitation program, which he did. Eventually, Cory decided to try his hand in acting. The musically inclined guy wormed his way into the hearts of Glee creators. We wish we could say that he got life back on track, but tragically, the opposite is the case. His addictions didn't vanish. Glee creators and actors staged an intervention and urged Monteith to seek professional help. He completed the treatment only to die from an overdose a short while later. The blow from Monteith's death was felt by virtually everyone: his family, friends, co-stars, fans, and of course, his Glee and real-life girlfriend, Lea Michele. Devastated by her loss, Michele wrote a song a week after Cory's death, referencing the last words he ever said to her. "You will always be remembered warmly, Cory."
I know.
Melissa Benoist reveals the awful truth about her first marriage. She is our favorite and already iconic Supergirl today. But Melissa Benoist rose to prominence thanks to playing Marley Rose on Glee. She is a proud wife to her Supergirl co-star Chris Wood, and the couple are expecting their first child. But for Mel, the path to her newfound domestic bliss was a pretty tough one. Thanks to Glee, the charming young girl met an equally charming guy named Blake Jenner, who played Ryder on the show. It was revealed in 2015 that the two had married, but Benoist hinted that they might have tied the knot way earlier. Blake went on to guest star on his then-wife's new show, Supergirl. Fans were ecstatic for the lovely couple, and puzzled by their divorce that happened very abruptly. Benoist even received her fair share of hate when she started dating Chris Wood almost immediately after that.
Melissa! 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 Melissa!
The ugly truth about her relationship with her ex-husband surfaced in 2019. Instantly, from a heartbreaker, the actress turned into a survivor of domestic abuse. Melissa issued an explosive video where she talked about her previous violent relationship. She never named the perpetrator, but we quickly pieced two and two together. It must be Blake Jenner.
I am a survivor of domestic violence, or IPV, intimate partner violence, which is something I never in my life expected I would say, let alone be broadcasting into the ether.
First, the abuser started manipulating her. He didn't want her to film scenes that involved kissing or flirtation. Not wanting to hurt him, she started turning down job offers. But her former partner's anger then took a physical form. He could throw a smoothie in her face, pin her down, slap, and punch her. If Melissa tried to lock the doors in the rooms she hid from the abuser, he would break the door down. Her abuser was really good at apologies and cried when he felt guilty for his behavior. But then, the story would repeat. In 2015, he threw an iPhone at Benoist, and she suffered a torn iris. The incident left her with a permanently enlarged pupil in one eye. When she was asked about the visible injury, Melissa used to attribute it to her clumsiness. "I tripped down the stairs and fell into a potted plant," she would say.
And tore my iris. My whole face, I looked like Squirt from Finding Nemo.
But one day, the actress has had enough and threw the abuser out of her life. By going public with this revelation, she hopes to inspire others to make that life-saving decision. "I hope telling my story might help prevent more stories like mine happening," Benoist says. Will you look at Glee in a totally different way now that we've shared all these stories with you? Tell us in the comment section below.